I showed someone around one of our ships last year. He's a high-end sort of travel agent, and he walked around our newest ship, Explorer, and at the end he said, look, honestly, this isn't just the best cruise ship I've ever seen, it's the best hotel I've ever seen. I think that cruising's come a long way in the last 20 years or so, and yes, it had a very, very different sort of angle and take on a holiday experience, and it's just a great way to kind of go and see lots of different things all in one go, and there's not really many other ways that you can do that and sit on a floating hotel, travel overnight while you're asleep, and then wake up in a fantastic new destination. Collectively, the most important thing for most people when it comes to travel is experiences. So yeah, they're doing it in the ultimate luxury and ultimate comfort. So whether it be the cuisine that you have, or the drinks that you like, or the pillows that you want to sleep on, you know, we can personalise pretty much everything, which makes a key difference in terms of feeling and experiencing luxury. And there's always that kind of mystique of setting out and setting sail and not really knowing. There's a bit of a sense of adventure every night when you leave, because you're not really sure what you're going to see on the open seas. With luxury brands, you're straight into suites, so they're big living spaces straight away. I think actually a lot of people are worried about cruising because of the living space, and they don't realise that the luxury market is very big in terms of the living space that you have to offer, but also really in terms of the onboard experience. Really kind of we leave people to their own devices. Someone might sit in the library and read their book all day. Someone might sit on the pool deck and sunbathe all day. Dining wise, 2 of our dining restaurants on every single ship are open dining. So you can turn up whenever you want with whoever you want, and there'll be a table ready and waiting. On our biggest ship, Explorer, there's 90 cooks for 750 people. So it's a little bit like going into a restaurant and there's 2 tables for 4. And there's one chef looking after those 2 tables for 4, and that's it for the whole night. It's premium, you know, drinks, premium brands. So top shelf sort of spirits, Grey Goose, Hendrick's, Belvedere, those sorts of brands. The premium ingredients that you get on Regent and the other luxury lines are just phenomenal as well, more lobster than you can really ever imagine. The champagne caviar breakfast on a Sunday is always very, very popular. And the 28-day dry-aged steaks are just phenomenal. Also with luxury brands like ourselves, you walk on board and there's no expectation to really pay any more money. Everything basically within reason is included. We're incredibly port intensive, so you do see a lot of the destinations, but also you stay there for a long time. And also we do overnight in a lot of destinations. So we are aware of certain sort of bucket list destinations, I suppose, where people do need more time, and we try and give them more time ashore wherever we can. A good example is something like an Auckland to Bali cruise. And on those sorts of cruises, you'll see a lot of different places in New Zealand. You'll head down to the South Island, go cruising through Milford Sound, and then go across to Australia and head up the east coast of Australia. Go to Papua New Guinea, go and meet the headhunters there. That's one of the tours that we do, which is very, very different from going to the Opera House in Sydney. And it's all about those unique and authentic experiences that people want nowadays. So we're doing more and more of that. Yes, you can do the highlights tours, and you know, go wine tasting in Bordeaux and those sorts of things, and they are still incredibly popular. But luxury to a lot of people is personalisation. That's kind of been one of our main goals, to make sure that there are those individual experiences all the way through. I met a past guest at an event, and he said the first cruise I ever did was Regent. You know, the minute I realised it was proper luxury. I'd been on board all day, had a look around the lounges for my favourite whiskey. And it was only after the show, he went to one of the lounges after the show, and they had that favourite whiskey in that lounge. And he just said in passing to the barman, "Oh, that's my favourite whiskey. I was looking for it earlier. You know, I wasn't sure if you had it." Thought nothing of it. Went to bed. The next day, he had a note in his suite to say that brand of whiskey is now in every single lounge and restaurant for your benefit. We did quite a lot of research behind luxury and what it means to people a few years ago. No one really mentioned the marble bathrooms or the crystal chandeliers or the gold leaf staircases and the hardware in general. We've got that, and it's expected. But everything that anyone ever mentioned was all about the service and the little touches that made them feel special. He came over to me and he said, I've figured it out. This is a yes ship. And I said, what do you mean? He said, everything you ask for, it's just yes. There's no no, you know, everything is possible.